Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back for a new video. I'm so happy to see you again. It's been a pleasure to do those videos. I really enjoy it, and I almost reached 1,000 views, which is amazing. So thank you so much for that.
Okay.
By the title of this video, you can probably know what I'm gonna talk about, but those are the 10 things you should know before getting a dog. And I wanted to do this video because maybe I should have watched a video like that before getting a dog, because I didn't know what kind of thing I was getting into. But first things first, let's meet Theo. So here's my little puppy. He is 5 months old, nearly 6 in 2 weeks. Is a mixed breed between a Pinscher and we think a Chihuahua, but we're not sure. He's just a lovely creature, but for this tiny dog, it's so much energy. So I'm gonna present you now the 10 facts that you need to know before getting a dog. Let's get started. So number one thing, a dog is a liability. Whatever your dog does, you're responsible of. So make sure to get a liability insurance because it will cover you and prevent you from getting bankrupt.
Bankrupt, legally, no money on my card.
Let's take an example. Let's say you're in a park and your dog bites a child, which can happen sometimes. Sorry guys, I wasn't planning on doing that kind of video today. So let's say you're in a park and your dog bites a child. You want to make sure you're going to be covered insurance-wise for any damages that you cause to that child. Second fact, it's a long-term commitment. For small dogs, we're talking about 15 years of life. One thing that stuck with me before getting Theo is that your dog is part of your life, but for your dog, it's his whole life. So it's so important that when you do that choice, it's the right choice and you know you're gonna be able to stick to it and to be able to bring the best life to your dog for those 15 years. Meaning that you need to make sure you have the time, the space, the money, etc. to welcome your dog in the best possible conditions. Third thing, and we talked about it, it's so much time, especially when they're puppies. You literally have to wake up every 2 hours to get them outside. You need to make sure you have patience, but even when they grow old, they need to go out every day. They need to eat every day because at the end of the day, you're like their parent and it's for their entire life. They're like a child for their entire life. Number 4, space. I live, as I said in one of my previous videos, in a studio/loft. So it's a small space. And so before getting him, I did my research. I knew that it was okay for him to grow in the city and that he didn't need much space. But when you take a puppy, sometimes you don't know how big they're gonna be. So make sure you have a garden, a outside space, or that you'll be able to get out as much as possible. Number 5, genetics. So if you're looking to adopt a specific dog, you wanna make sure you meet the parents of the dog because the genetic is really important. If you want to have a dog that is sociable, that is nice to be around with, that is in a good mood most of the time, you need to look back, they say, in the genetics and the ancestor of your dog. Number 6, getting into the club of dog people. You don't realize it yet, but when you adopt a dog, you're going to be part of a special group of people that love dogs. And so because of that, you're going to respond to every questions they want to ask you about. Like, oh, Lizzie, where did you get it from? What kind of breed is that? And it's going to be 20 times a day, especially when they're a puppy and they're cute. They want to talk about it all the time, which is also a good thing because it allows you to meet people just because you're a dog. So if you're looking for someone out there, maybe that's the way to go. Who knows? Number 7. You'll see there's a lot of my facts are kind of negative, but I'm just showing you the things that I didn't know actually. So number 7, it can become costly. As I said, you need an insurance, but at first, without having any problems, you need to get your dog vaccinated, you need the vet visit, if they have a problem, because like for example, he doesn't really like chicken, so we need to find proper food for him that suits him and that is more expensive. Of course, he has allergies and we didn't know that when we got him, but those are the things that you need to know. So I would say that if you want to adopt a dog, you need to make sure you have the budget for it. Also, if you leave outside your country, for example, and you go on a trip for like 6 hours flight, it's not always possible for you to, wait a minute, for you to take your dog with you. So you might have to leave him in, you know, a daycare. That can be costly as well. We could talk about 30 euros a day to 50 euros a day, depending on the accommodation and what they provide. But you could also take someone to come home and take care of them 3 times a day. I don't know. That's also costly. So it adds up to your vacation budget. Number 8. Yes, now it's a pandemic. Lots of people work from home, so we have plenty of time to take care of our dogs. That's amazing. So that's kind of the best period if you want to adopt a dog. Nevertheless, I hope and I'm sure things will get back to normal and we will go back to work. What are you gonna do with the dog? Do you have time to allot to this dog? Do you know people that can help you with your dog? Number 9, first weeks are super difficult. Like what I mean super difficult is like having a baby. Everything that, can you stop for a minute? Everything that they will know, you have to teach them. It's just, they don't learn by themselves everything. So if you want them to behave, you need to teach them things. Like sit, lay, stuff like that. But it takes time and energy. Also, make sure you adopt your dog, I mean, if possible, in like spring, because that means that you can teach him stuff like potty train for the entire time when it's hot outside and it's a nice weather. Because if you do get a dog now, for example, if you get a puppy now in January, it's not going to be easy for you to get out every 2 hours outside because it's freaking cold and it's raining, and sometimes the dog doesn't want to go outside and doesn't understand why he has to do it outside. Number 10. Yeah. A dog is not a gift. Don't gift a dog to someone. Don't impose a dog on someone. It's not fair for the dog if he needs to change home after a few months. You need to make sure it's okay for both of you or for the whole family. It depends on your situation. To conclude this video, I wanted you guys to give you some tips. First tip would be people try to train their dog with pee pad. I would advise you not to use them because my dog stick to the pee pad, so he learned how to pee on the pee pad, so that was amazing. But then afterwards, it was really hard to get rid of that pee pad. So either you keep it for life or you just don't use it and you let him pee on the floor and then you wipe it out.
I'll just piss on the floor. Piss on the floor. Piss on the floor. Piss on the floor. I'm pulling my panties down like a hoe, cause I'm about to piss on the floor.
Something else. As soon as you get your dog, don't get into the PD thing. They're smart, so they know what they want. They know what they cannot have. And if you do exceptions for them, it's really important to have like such a routine and like habits, and don't change them. For example, if you say, I don't want my dog to be sleeping in my bed, don't take them even for a night, because they might like it and it's going to be harder for you to put them back in their crate later on. Also, a crate train M. I could do a whole video about training a puppy, but crate train M, meaning make sure since day one that you put them in a crate, even if it's for a few minutes at first, so that when you want to leave your home for 2 hours, let's say, and I don't say it's the good thing to do and to leave your home and to leave your puppy in a crate, but when you need to, like for example, if you could take a flight and you need to have your puppy in a crate, you know he's comfortable in it and he doesn't see it as a crate. He sees it more as a home. Also, another tip would be between 3 months and 4 months, you have a window of socialization and you really don't want to miss that window. So make sure to take your dog out as much as possible. They meet people, children, old people, cats, dogs, every kind of them, because it would make your life so much easier for the next few years. If you adopt a small breed like mine, please don't take it as a toy. Don't carry it wherever you go in your arms. Make them walk. For example, mine didn't want it to use the stairs at first, but then I forced him to do so because I didn't want it to carry every time I had to go in the stairs, and it's so much easier. Also, one last tip, that's gonna be my last tip of the day. He wants to go to potty, so I'm gonna have to go, but don't feed him at the table. Don't make an exception from that, because there is nothing more annoying than a dog that begs for food. And make your dog eat after you, because then he's gonna understand that you're the owner and you're the master. So I think that's it for the video of today. I hope I responded to all the questions you had, but if I didn't, please comment below. He wants to play now. He's telling me something, he needs to go out. I know, we're getting out. Make sure to follow me if you'd like. I'd love to do other videos. I could talk on and on about him. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, like whatever you do. Thank you so much for watching me. I love you guys, and I see you in my next video. Please.